Today we are making a Predator tier list, and I know you're probably reading the title like, what is going on? But yes, we're going to be making a YouTube Predator tier list because there's just so much Predators on YouTube today that it's like, I just don't think it's okay. Obviously, I do. Before this video starts, I do not condone any of this behavior. I do not recommend it. Whoa. Don't do anything in the video, okay? This is for purpose, joke only, okay? I'm gonna edit one of those things down. Joke only, okay? This is a joke. It's not to be taken seriously. I do not condone. Please do not cancel. But first up on the list, we got Chris Tyson. Now, I don't really know how this website works, so I made my own tier list. All right. So Chris Tyson. I mean, when we're talking about predators here, I never thought of Chris Tyson as a predator. You know, Chris was once the cool guy from Mr. Beast, and the fact that you're able to go from being the coolest guy, second coolest guy, one of the coolest guys on the Mr. Beast crew to being a predator, just shows how easily it is to decline in life. And Chris Tyson, for that reason, I'm gonna have to give him F tier, because Chris, the thing about Chris, I never expected it. Once he started being like, I'm Christina, I'm Christina, like, slap him up. I do not care no more. You know, I used to hate those videos when he was in him, and I'm happy Mr. Beast fired him. But yeah, Chris Tyson, I would have never, if you would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have never, ever thought of something ever like that about Chris Tyson. Next up, we got Dr. Disrespect. Once again, Dr. Disrespect. Me personally, I don't know if it's just me, but I always had a feeling Dr. Disrespect was a predator. It's just something about the glasses. You never know what's on his other screen. He could be playing here, but he could be looking over here. You know, something about the look, the glasses. You know, he was probably one of the guys who like was in public on a bench and just, you know what he was looking at. I ain't gonna say, but you know what he was looking at. You know, so Dr. Disrespect, I always kind of knew he was a predator. I don't want it to be the first one to confront, obviously, but it's just one of those things where, like the Chris we saw at Mr. Beast, never in a million years, but Dr. Disrespect, that's something a little bit more likely. And he's one of the older dudes too. He's like 40 something. Like, that's something we would expect. But once again, we're gonna have to put him F tier because, you know, none of these guys are really good, and we don't really condone it. But Dr. Disrespect, I had the feeling. You know, we have feelings, and I had a feeling he was kind of a predator all along. And it's not really like a surprise to me when it came out. I was like, yep. You know, it was like, I was checking my phone. I was like, oh, yep, Dr. Disrespect is a predator. Tell me something new. You know, it was one of those things. But, yeah, I mean, next up we got Diddy. And I think we all know where Diddy is coming from. But I don't really know who Diddy was. I'm going to be real. I knew his songs. I didn't know who he was until the recent stuff that happened. But Diddy, once again, you kind of always knew he was a predator. Some of the stuff he said, you know, with the 48 hours with Diddy, Justin Bieber, stuff like that. You just knew it. You know, Diddy was saying clues the whole time. It was like a treasure hunt. You know, I had to find the clues, and eventually you'd be like, boo! You know, you get the prize of confronting Diddy. But once again, Diddy's one of those guys like Dr. Disrespect where I just expected it. You know, I just kind of expected it. It's not really a surprise to me when people come out and Diddy's like, oh, Diddy's a predator. I'm like, yeah, okay, tell me something new. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to put Diddy once again F tier because we do not condone any of this behavior. Next up, we got EDP. Now, it's kind of this, you know, there's a similar theme here when we, you know, talking about YouTube predators. Some, obviously, we have the anomaly like Chris Tyson at Mr. Beast, but not the new Christina Tyson, whatever his name is. Slap him out the way. EDP, you know, you see a guy like EDP on the street and you just know that guy's a predator. It's not really a question of, you know, oh, I think he's a predator. You just kind of know. And I'm always the guy to say, don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes it's better to judge a book by its cover, you know. EDP, once again, it's like, I kind of always knew. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not really coming as a surprise to me. But yeah, EDP, I mean, I kind of just knew, even before it all came out. It was just like, yep, EDP, come on, tell me something new. Once again, just tell me something. It's kind of the same theme with Dr. Disrespect, Diddy and EDP. Chris Tyson was a little bit different. That was more like a shock. First it was shock how he's turning from man to boy. The guy who was carrying the Mr. Beast videos with the Boy Scouts, winning all the challenges, is now a woman. Chris Tyson was a shock. And that's that. The only one on here that really makes me sad is Chris Tyson. That one makes me sad. But EDP, once again, I don't really have no sympathy for him. Don't really have no nothing for him. It's like, okay, onto the put him in jail and let's go on to the next one. Next one we got Miranda Sings. Now, for those of you that don't know, that's some random woman. I don't really know who she is, but she was the one that made like a 10-minute song trying to apologize. Really, really annoying. Really, really annoying. Just the face. So for that reason, I'm gonna put her S tier. I mean S tier. Oh my days, oh my days. Please do not put S tier. We do not put no predators above F tier, but we're gonna put her F tier. She could join with the rest of the predators. Next up, we got James Charles. Now, James Charles almost is a kind of a shock to me, because I always knew James Charles was a predator. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I didn't really expect it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't really know. It's like one of those things where it's like but then you don't really expect, if that makes sense. So like, I always thought he was kind of like the little LBTQ guy, but yeah, I mean James Charles. When a guy presents himself like that, and I say guy because he was a guy, that's the least you'd expect. That's the least you'd expect is for them to be a predator. So, I mean, okay, my mic disconnected. Sorry for that. I'm gonna have to edit it out. But yeah, James Charles, I was just like, kind of like, okay, always knew it. When I said when a guy presents himself like that, it's one of those things where it's like you just know. So for that reason, we're gonna have to put James Charles F tier once again. Next up, we got Dream. Now, Dream is an interesting one because before the face reveal and all of that, I would have never thought that of Dream. I would have thought Dream was one of the nicest guys. He was pretty good at Minecraft. He was pretty chill. His Manhunt videos were legendary. I don't really care what anyone has to say, but his Manhunt videos were legendary. And then once the face cam reveal came with Dream, it all went downhill. When you look like that, there's a reason you don't show a face cam. Now, I don't want to be, I'm not no, model myself, but at least I show my face. Do you know what I mean? But when you don't show your face for that long and then you show it and then you look like that, it's kind of like you're setting yourself up for failure. And then obviously just, he kind of looks like a predator. I don't mean to be judging him by any, means, but he is pushing 30, something like that, playing Minecraft. With kids. He was playing with kids. I'm pretty sure Tommy Innit at the time was 16. So, I mean, you put that way you want to put it, but yeah, once again, Dream, after that face reveal was kind of all downhill. I expected, the Predator charges to be coming soon, and I mean, they came, he came, he saw, he conquered, and I mean, he's still relevant. I don't even think he's relevant anymore. I mean, yeah, that face reveal really did him dirty. If I was him, I would have just kept that face hidden for good. And then, yeah, obviously the Predator charges came. And I think with that reason, we're going to have to put Dream F tier, honestly. F tier. Next up, we got Drake. Drizzy Drake. I'm not too sure about the Drake's charges, but Drake is one of those guys, like, you don't really expect it. A lot of people say they, always knew. Me personally, I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest on this channel. I didn't really expect it. Drake was kind of just a chill guy, a little bit zesty here and there. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we know he's zesty, but he's just a chill guy making music, living his life. So when the charges came, I was kind of shocked. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? When all of that came out, I was like, Drake. But then once it came out, it kind of became obvious. I feel like that's the theme. Same with Diddy. Like people would have thought like 10 years ago, like, Diddy, that's my favorite rapper, that's my favorite musician. But when the clues start coming out, like the Tunnel with Michael Jackson, all of that, 48 Hours with Diddy, that's when you start to build up the puzzle, the picture. Same with Drake, almost. So yeah, I mean, Yeah, Drake I didn't really expect when they first came out, but you know, looking back on the clues, you kind of always knew, and that's one of the things that kind of like confuses me. It's like, damn, we knew all along, but we just didn't know. It was there all along, but we just didn't know. But yeah, Drake, we're gonna have to put F tier once again. Now, so we got Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star is pretty much same to James Charles. When you're a guy and you look like that, the predator charges just come with looking like that. It's not really like a choice of I don't want to be a predator, but I'm gonna like paint my face and you know it's just gonna come. It's not really a do I want it to come? It's just it's gonna like come with the appearance that you carry, and that's no homophobia. Do not misinterpret that. I'm just saying what I read. You know, I'm reading a script. I'm reading a script from you know that's not my. But yeah, I mean, when you carry yourself like that, the charges are gonna come with it. And I think, I mean, I'm not really surprised. I was always kind of like, ugh, do you know what I mean? And that's not homophobia. But I can guarantee you, most of you guys watching, when you see Jeffree Stars and James Charles, you're like, what the hell is that? But that's not homophobic. Do not say that's not homophobic. But it's one of those, you know, the tattoos, the long hair. That it's like, you know, we got men in the military and we got men like you. You know, it's, you know, I don't mean to say too much. Don't want to be get cancelled. Don't want to be cancelled. Crash. You know, we're family friendly over here. We don't share our opinions. This is all a joke as well. You know, all a joke. But yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. Once again, it's just like Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of Jeffreys on the list. A lot of J's on the list. Oh my days. I didn't even realize. A lot of J's and D's. Yeah, but Jeffree Star. I mean, I knew all along they were a predator. And when it came out, when it comes out, I mean, you know, I'm not really surprised. At the news, you know, similar theme. And so we got Jeffrey Epstein, obviously one of the most notorious predators. He had his own island, which is crazy to think about. But I didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was. I don't think anyone knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. But obviously, when it came out, I think last year, something like that, he certainly got some type of fame. You know, maybe not the right type, but he certainly got some type of fame. And I think, you know, Jeffrey Epstein, you kind of expect it from a guy like him. It's not one of those like Drake or like Dream, Chris. It's not one of those type of situations. It's one of those type of situations where it's like Diddy, EDP. Like you just kind of expect it. So, I mean, you know, with that, we're gonna have to put Jeffrey Epstein. How did I spell it out wrong? Epstein in F tier. So far, this is our tier list. We've done with all the predators. And I think it's a pretty good tier list because I do not condone any of this activity, this behavior. It's disgusting. They all belong in F tier. They all belong in prison. If the charges are true, obviously, I don't want to, you know, falsely accuse anyone. This is all stuff I got from the internet. The internet is not always true. So if any of these people are innocent, I apologize. But this is all stuff from what I got on the internet. And yeah, if these charges are true, they all belong in prison, and they don't really belong in today's society. And just give them a lifetime because it's never okay to be a predator, especially a child one. But you know, it's not good to be a predator. It's pretty disgusting, unhuman like, and you know you gotta be mentally sick, which is it's just disgusting. So yeah, all of these guys, if they are convicted and it's true, then they all belong in prison. If not, then I apologize. The internet's wrong. That's my fault. But yeah, what do you guys think of the tier list? I don't think there's really there's no really like A, B, C, T, S tier. You know, when it comes to talking about these disgusting type of people. But me personally, my personal most hated ones are Chris Tyson. I hate Chris Tyson, and hate is a strong word. But listen, when you look, you know, I don't like Chris Tyson. James Charles up there, Jeffree Star up there. You know, some of my least, you know, hated ones are Drake. Drake obviously makes good music. I don't even know if the Drake allegations are true or whatever. What's going on there? I don't really like any of these people, to be honest with you. You know, they're all predators, horrible people. And everything said in this video, by the way, was a joke. Do not take anything seriously out of pocket. I do not condone any of this activity, this behavior. I think it's disgusting, and that's my honest thoughts. I generally think it's disgusting. I just did it for the video's sake because I thought it would be, I don't know. But if you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe.